It is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is the most adaptable to change. Ignorance more frequently begets confidence than does knowledge. It is those who know little, not those who know much, who so positively assert that this or that problem will never be solved by science. A man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life. The love for all living creatures is the most noble attribute of man. We stopped looking for monsters under our bed when we realized that they were inside us. I am not apt to follow blindly the lead of other men. If I had my life to live over again, I would have made a rule to read some poetry and listen to some music at least once every week. The misery of the poor is caused not by the laws of nature, but by our institutions. Great is our sin. Nothing exists for itself alone, but only in relation to other forms of life. Building a better mousetrap merely results in smarter mice. The more one thinks, the more one feels the hopeless immensity of man's ignorance. Some call it evolution, and others call it God. On the ordinary view of each species having been independently created, we gain no scientific explanation. In the long history of humankind, those who learn to collaborate and improvise most effectively have prevailed. As for a future life, every man must judge for himself between conflicting vague probabilities. A scientific man ought to have no wishes, no affections, a mere heart of stone. The highest stage in moral culture at which we can arrive is when we recognize that we ought to control our thoughts. The love for all living creatures is the most noble attribute of man. Animals, whom we have made our slaves, we do not like to consider our equal. A man's friendships are one of the best measures of his worth. Charles Darwin was an English naturalist who proposed the theory of evolution by natural selection. He traveled around the world on HMS Beagle and collected evidence for his ideas. He published on the origin of species in 1859, which sparked a scientific revolution. He also wrote books on human evolution, animal emotions, and plant biology. Thanks for watching.